Celecelea Stadium is a district facility. It started many years ago, in the 1950s, but with just a very small pavilion, not developed to the national standards, without a roof, but there was a small pavilion for sitting that could accommodate a few people. So it remained that way. It has been hosting all the district major events, the school sports activities for primary schools, for secondary schools, even sometimes for institutions. This facility has also been hosting community sports, not only football, mainly football, athletics, netball, mainly. We have not had activities of basketball and others that we have mentioned here, so much in that area. It has a prominent name in the region, even if the facility is not well developed. Generally in the West Nile region, even if you go to Arua, you will find these facilities actually better than Barifa Stadium in Arua. Barifa Stadium is largely the land, and there's nothing much there, surrounded by the forest. So everybody in Moyo has been advocating on their own. People want that stadium built. But because government has not provided for resources directly for stadium development, infrastructure development, for sports in the district setting, it has always missed out in the indicative planning figures of the local governments, and it has missed out on the priorities. So what we did when I came to office in 2016, one of the things that we started with was to put a committee to see how we can see this stadium facility properly constructed. It may not be a national standard, but something that is befitting, that can host many games.
Because it's in schools, it's everywhere. What about boxing? What about netball? What about rugby? What about badminton? Chess? So we now want a deliberate move whereby we get space, we put a stadium, yes, but that stadium should be multi-sport and should be multi-user day and night, and can have like 10 to 15 different disciplines played within that complex. And it can also be able to generate money for government and the local government. What the local government needs to do is to make sure the land is in the name of the district or the city, so that it becomes easy now to transfer, because the law says all public sports infrastructure are now vested in the National Council of Sports. How they will be managed will be an understanding between the council and the districts. So that is the big picture. And after our mapping, after our discussions here, I'm going to show you that map which is behind there. It shows.
We felt coming together as a community and a district will make us work better. That's why we have come here. From the discussion you hear, we have some land. And I think one of the major issues that we needed some clarity on is, yes, it is not 11 acres as required, but we have something. Can you help guide us that the one available, what can we start with? Of course, now that is in our mind, that if it is required 11 acres, we can always make addition. Can we have two sets and say one set is this side and then have another land for another set of activity? Can it work like that? So that we can start. You see, when you have started running and you're stopped in the middle, it can kill motivation. So we have the 5.2 acres. We need some help. What is it that we can start with so that the momentum that the community and us will have cannot just stop somewhere. So I think for me, basically, that will help us really start from somewhere, because already we have a plan, and it is the plan that we need some support for.
My team, represented by the cow and the chairperson, and also, though it was in a short notice, I'm very sure you felt the effect. I didn't rest with the phone calls and a number of things. I hope you not get tired of me, given the ground that on the face of the district, to make sure that that particular facility serves the purpose that the community desires. As of now, I think, given the interactions we have made earlier, the components that can be accommodated in that stadium may be more than 4 or 5, given the 15 different games that you have outlined. What I could pledge is, with the team, we'll go and mobilize also our technical team and share this information, especially what you shared in the designs, this component. So with the help of the sports officer, and we'll have a roundtable and see how to review in and incorporate all your submissions.
We had one, but it was obsolete, or it was an outdated one. It was not having a lot of things, including infrastructure and many others. So we now have a new sports law, and this new sports law has a lot that I'll give you a copy of this. It talks about infrastructure development, who is supposed to control or oversee the sports infrastructures in the country, and everything that goes along with infrastructure. Then it also guides on how this infrastructure should be managed. Then this sports law also talks about physical education and sports. And I'm glad to tell you that very soon we shall be presenting to you people the new physical education and sports policy. There's already a policy in place. The processes are towards the tail end. So this sports policy also talks about land. And in every district, we expect the schools to have land that are gazetted and designated for sports. That is in this physical education and sports policy. So every school is mandated by law, and this sports law, to at least have 15 sports disciplines played or participated in their schools. Less than 15 sports disciplines, then you're not compliant to the law. So I am glad to share with you that information, such that you also support us in sharing or disseminating it to the districts, to the schools in the district, to at least allocate land to sports infrastructure. And the law actually is very strict when it comes to sport. You know, as government, when you look at this law, as of today, NCS gazetted 51 sports disciplines, but at the moment we have 50, which are even included in this law. So if we have 50, and you only have 3, because I heard you mention netball, football, and athletics, then the district is doing very badly when it comes to sports development and promotion. So we would like to implore you to advocate for inclusion of other sports disciplines. He outlined some of them, and I want to encourage you that when federations come to you, because very soon we are going to start registering federations, please welcome them, because one of the conditions is that your sport must be at least felt in the districts, at least 75% for federations, then 50% for associations. That is the coverage in the whole Uganda. you must be fed at least in 50% districts or 75%.
How is